Here's a question that said, how should a teenager's adornment and clothing be? Clean. Should always be clean. No? What else do you want me to say? The answer for this one, your parents already know the answer and they've been telling you right along. You just didn't want to do it. Your parents know exactly what you're supposed to be wearing and not wearing in public especially. Now what you wear around the house is one thing, but what you wear out in public, this is another matter. Around your house you can do a lot of things, but when you're in public, you have to know that it's wrong that you dress just any way you want. You have to stay within the dress code of Islam. It says, my parents and elders feel like something about jeans. You might, here's the thought. Some of you guys, I'm looking at your writing, need to work on the penmanship here a little bit. Stop worrying about the TV and what to wear and start practicing your writing. Anyway, it says, what is my view about it? It doesn't matter what my view is. Do you know that? If you're worried about my view, I'm leaving. I'm going to here a couple more days and I'm gone. So what do you care what I think? Shouldn't you worry about what Allah thinks? I just said Allah sees everything. That includes not only seeing your clothes, He sees inside of you and He knows what you want and what you're doing. There is a problem really with the clothes that the youth are wearing today. Some of them, they're not thinking when they put these clothes on. But this is not the major issue. I gave you the most important issue is let's talk about what we believe. Suppose you just walk up to a kid and say, you can't wear that shirt because it's got animal pictures on it, or it's got, you know, advertising something that's against Islam. They're not going to listen to that. Maybe once, but not every day. Every day you tell me, take off my shirt, go get another shirt. I'm tired of hearing that. I like my shirts, leave me alone. Huh? But if they understand how important it is to believe in Allah, and how important it is when they make their dhikr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they begin doing salah, they're thinking of pleasing Allah, then they'll realize that, for instance, a child who doesn't know, you can excuse him. But after he's attending the halaqah, he's sitting with the elders, feeling a part of, as he should feel a part of, the Muslim family, which is all of us. And he hears a hadith that the angels do not enter the room. The angels of mercy don't enter the room where there's a picture or a dog. Now all of a sudden you're thinking, wait a minute, I'm going to the masjid and I'm going to wear this thing with, you know, Skippy the Clown on the front of it or Mickey Mouse on the back of it or something like that. What am I doing? Because if I'm going to scare all the angels out, that's a bad thing. I don't want to do that. Also, another problem is a shirt or dress or something calling attention to you. Like, I want people to notice me. Why? You want people to notice you? Who are you? What's so special about you that you need everybody to look at you? What do you want? You want everybody to look at you, or you want people to think about Allah? Huh? It's actually a serious problem. If you don't get over it, it gets worse. If you need people to look at you all the time, look at me, look at me, look at me. Why? Little kids do that. Daddy, look at me, look at me, look at me. When you hear this, this is a child who's not getting proper attention. And you need to spend more time with them so they don't have that problem when they get older. Now, I'm noticing here, you guys are dressed pretty good, mashallah. But back home in the States, you can't believe some of the stuff they wear to the masjid. It's totally unacceptable. And sometimes even what they wear, they shouldn't even be making salah in it. And they're in the masjid. But I don't start with that. I don't go there first. Let them know how much we care about them. Let them know that they're a part of the team. You see? And team members do what? If you're on a football team, do you wear any costume you like, or do you wear the team jerseys? Do you wear the clothes of the team? Yes. In fact, the fans of the team want to wear the same clothes as the team too, don't they? Yeah, because you like the team. If it's orange and white, I want to wear orange and white. If it's red and blue, I want to wear red and blue because it's my team. Yay! But it's not, I don't feel like it's my team if the first thing you do is criticize everything I do. Huh? Just tell me, no, la, now, no, yes, no, haram, halal, haram. Oh, God. Ugh. So you have to take it step at a time. It's a very good question. I'm glad you brought it up. Oh, wait a minute. You said something, and you said, come below your feet. You're talking about the pant leg. You know, when I first saw a brother do this, I was wondering, I know Islam is right. I have no doubt about Islam, but I got some doubts about Muslims. I got some real doubts about people who don't think. You got the real deal. Islam is real, there's no doubt. But do you have a brain? Okay, what am I talking about? I'm a brand new Muslim in those days. Brand new. I didn't even know how to say Assalamu alaikum yet, okay? Still working on it. And one of our beautiful brothers came to me after the salah. He was right by me in the salah. And as soon as we said, Salaam alaikum, Salaam alaikum, he said, brother, adina nasiha. I said, okay. What's that? Well, he said, I have to give you advice. I said, okay. About what? Your pants are too long. I said, what? Your pants, brother, your pants. You know, pants. And I'm like, okay, it's okay to me. They're just the right length, you know. In fact, I had, in those days, I know you look at me, you think, oh, no, not possible. I used to be 100 pounds lighter than this when I came to Islam. I was like a straight post, you know. So it's hard to keep my pants up. They would go boom, and you pull them back up and boom. So I had no stomach. Alhamdulillah, I don't have that problem anymore. But he said, you have to keep your pants up, otherwise you go to hell. I said, whoa. You're joking? He said, no, this is hadith. If your pants are too long, you're going to hell. Wow. I said, I'll wear shorts. No haram, brother. Your pants have to be down like below the knee, above the ankle. I said, wow. You're making it sound like, you know, it sounds like somebody's trying to, like a tailor, trying to tell me something. What's it got to do with clothes? I don't get it. But I believe him because, you know, he's Arab and they know everything about Islam. So in those days, I was staying inside the masjid, and the brothers would come and then they would leave, go back to what they're doing. But I didn't have anywhere to go. When I came into Islam, I lost everything I had, alhamdulillah. It was a good test from Allah. I went to the window of the masjid and I was looking out, watching him, and I was thinking, what a beautiful brother. You know, he took his time to come and tell me so I don't go to hell. That was really nice. You know, now I gotta, because I saw his pant leg is rolled up, you know, it's really rolled up. When he got back to his taxi to get in it, you know, he rolled his pants back down. I said, wait a minute, hold on. He just rolled his pants back down. He told me they gotta be up, but he rolled them down. How does that work? When he came back for the next salah, rolled up again. When he left, down again. Up, down, up, down. I was thinking, you know, like on the window blind, you up, down, up. What's he talking about? Then I came to know the meaning of the hadith. There was two hadith, actually, that he has wrong. Not one, two. The one about the pants he has totally wrong, because what it's saying is izar. The word in Arabic is izar. Does anybody know what's izar? Has anybody been to Malaysia, Indonesia, or India, or any of those places? You see a guy wearing, looks like a big skirt wrapped around. Wait a minute. You know when you do Hajj? When you do Hajj, you have the two white towels, upper and lower. That is what the companions used to wear. Only it could be different colors, it could be different patterns, but only in Hajj it has to be pure white with no sewing. Otherwise, what you see people wearing Hajj is pretty much what the people wore. Did you know that? They weren't wearing three-piece suits. They didn't even have buttons and zippers, and no, they didn't have all of that. And elastic bands. I like elastic bands. Easier than tying those pants, you know. Oh, what a mess. But seriously, the Prophet ﷺ said what the izar, what trails on the ground, is trailing in the hellfire. No, wait a minute. That's only half the hadith. This gives you the wrong picture if you don't read the rest of the hadith. Abu Bakr is there, and he said, Ya Rasulullah, I can't keep my pants up. Same problem I had. Can't keep my pants up. Why? Because, you know, we have no food, we have no stomach. We have no stomach. My pants are falling down. He said, oh, Abu Bakr, this is not talking about you. Allah is not talking about you. This is people who drag their clothing out of pride, arrogance. People who are arrogantly dragging their pants or their izar or whatever on the ground. And if you apply that literally, then you're saying that every lady in Saudi Arabia is going to hell. Because all of them are dragging their garment on the ground, aren't they? Come on. Come on. It said izar. It's clear. It's what men wear, and they used to drag it out of pride. And if you doubt what I said, I got news for you. This is not new. It's in the Bible. 2,000 years ago, the leaders of the Sanhedrin, these like the Majlis Shura, for the synagogue, for the Jewish, they used to drag their izar to show off who they are. Arrogance. And as they trailed it along, people would say, oh, look, this is so-and-so. You know, he's the big, rabbi. So that you understand, you mustn't do the things out of arrogance. And it's not just about how long your pants are. Now, you should still keep them up off the ground. Okay, you still do that. And it's better if they're at the ankle bone, no problem. But don't tell somebody they're going to hell because their pants are dragging on the ground. That's not a good way to present Islam to start with, and that wasn't the meaning. It's about arrogance. And today, we still have the problem because in my country, we have these guys who are walking around with their pants down real low on purpose, dragging their pants along out of arrogance. Hey, man, I'm in this gang, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man. That is exactly what the Prophet ﷺ was talking about. So, pull your britches up, okay? But be sure, whether your pants are up or down, whatever, don't let your heart be arrogant, because Allah doesn't accept that. Now I'm going to tell you about the other hadith. The first hadith that the brother told me, he totally misrepresented. Adina Nasiha. He said, I have to give you advice. How many of you heard that one before? Anybody heard this hadith? Adina Nasiha. You ever heard people tell you that religion is advice? We have to advise each other. Have you heard this? There's nothing wrong with giving each other good advice. In fact, that's a very nice thing, but that's not what the hadith meant. The hadith is clear because they said to who? To who? And he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to Allah. To Allah and to His book and to His messenger and to your leaders and to the general public. Now how, excuse me, I'll ask you a question. How am I going to give advice to Allah? What am I going to say? Allah, I think the neck of the giraffe looks too long. Could you cut that down? And the side is the size, you know, of that seed inside of the mango, too big. Doesn't leave me enough to really chew on here. I need some. Astaghfirullah, what are you talking about? This is not the mentality of a Muslim to think like this. And you can't advise Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam about the deen. You cannot do that. That's in Surah Al-Hujurat. We should not advise him. He advises us. Hello. And how will you advise the Quran? What are you going to do? Revise it? Change a few words here and there? A'udhu billah, astaghfirullah. Come on. That's the other people doing that in their religion, not us. And how about the Wali Amr? How about the leadership? The biggest problem Muslims have today, wallahi, is because we insult our leaders, we make dua against them instead of praying for them. Now you listen up what I just told you. Have you said, yeah, but this leader of such and such country is kafir, this one is a mushrik, this one is so-and-so, this one is munafiq. Regardless of what you think about them, Allah is the one who put them in charge of you. Yes or no? So if you don't like the way they are, instead of talking about them and getting sin on you and praying against them and bringing that against you, because imagine if you say, you want the leadership of your country to be destroyed. That means you're asking for yourself to be destroyed. That is really stupid. So why don't you pray for them? What a concept. Pray for them. You say he's not a good leader. Ask Allah to make him a good leader. He's not kind. Ask Allah to make him kind. By the way, he's real kind to the non-Muslims. Why? Well, they treat him nice, and you don't. Stop and think. He's a human being, isn't he? Isn't he entitled to the same as any other human being? At least decent respect. Instead of giving him a phony face like that. No, you make dua for them and you be sincere with them. Because Allah changes the hearts. And if the Muslims today, we're 1.5 billion humans walking on the earth. It can't be that every one of us got bad leadership unless what? Unless we did something really bad. Allah puts leadership over people according to what they are. This is Allah who puts the leaders on you. So if you want better leaders, how about fix yourself? Now some people get angry with me and they say, you don't know what you're talking about. Maybe not, okay? Maybe not. Some said, oh, you work for these leaders. No, I got news for you. I'm their worst nightmare. But I'm a Muslim and I have to be honest with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this hadith is clear. Ad-din al-nasiha is to give sincerity to Allah, to His book, to His messenger, and to the leadership over you regardless. And the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it. And he warned us about it. He said, even if you have a leader over you who is like a black slave from Africa with a head like a raisin, you still don't do that. You have to give them the bay'ah. You have to follow them. Because Allah puts them there. Allah put them there. Think about it. And as far as the general public, again, we have to be sincere with each other. This hadith is actually introspect. It's look at yourself. Look at yourself. Why are you going around? I have to find, brother, your beard's not long enough. Stuck for Allah. Brother, where's your miswak? I don't see a, oh, that's too small of a miswak. Oh, my God. Sister, where's your hijab? Oh, my God. Brother, how come, oh, look at this. Oh, stuck for Allah. Your izar is too long. Your beard is too short. Your miswak's too fat. And your, wow. You can measure my Islam. Amazing. Next thing, you're going to give me a dipstick, like for the car. You put it in there. Okay, you're a quart low. Could you pull in and we'll change your iman for you? What is this? And this is causing huge fitna in places of the world where people coming around thinking that they're going to be like the Bismillah police. You heard of Bismillah police? When I first came to Islam, my little daughter, she was real small. She was still learning how to talk then. And, you know, she would sit and listen to the people telling us what to do and how to do everything, because we didn't know anything about Islam. You sit on the floor, you eat with the right hand, the little things, you know. So one day she was sitting there. I started to eat. She said, Daddy, I said, yeah, did you say Bismillah? Yes, I did. I didn't hear you. I said Bismillah. But I didn't hear you. Bismillah. No, not now, because you already ate. You have to say Bismillah wa kiro. Okay, Bismillah wa kiro. So what we're finding out, you see, even when they're young, they start with this. And it's okay, it's cute. But not when somebody's full grown going by, brother, did you say Bismillah? I can just see a Muslim going up and banging on the cabin door of the airplane. Did you make dua suffer? What is this?
Dear viewers, Hoda programs can be watched in the English section of the in-flight entertainment directory on board all Saudi airline flights, domestic and international. Sit back, relax and enjoy watching Hoda's entertaining and enlightening shows on your trip. Hoda wishes you a safe and successful journey. Hoda, a light in every home.
That was Spanish. It means nothing more. Now, what do we got? How do you control or guide our children to browse the internet since there are plenty of bad links? Well, first of all, you said it right. You control it by sitting right there. And if you're too busy to sit with them while they're on the internet, then take the power cord with you. Because I'm serious. If you're worried that they're going to do something, then take the cord with you. But it doesn't make sense to me that you would just turn them loose and then say, well, I hope they don't do anything bad. Because they will. Shaitan is right there to help them. The shaitan that helped put those websites together makes sure that the easiest thing they can do is link into something. Click, click, and wow! The worst thing you can imagine. You don't want to do it. Stay with them. Your statement here, I'm going to tell you about this. Sometimes people ask a question, but the question has misinformation in it, and you can't answer it till you straighten the question out. Like, I'm going to give you an example. This is a good question, but it has something in it that needs to be fixed. But if somebody came to you and said, can you answer a question, yes or no? You go, yeah. Is your mother out of jail yet? My mother's never been in jail. Yes or no? But you're saying, yes or no? She's never been asked. Yes or no? No, she's not in jail. She's not. Is your mother out of jail? Yes. Good, I'm glad she got out. And this is what the non-Muslims do to us. You know, they'll come and say, how can you be in a religion that makes you beat your wife? It doesn't. How can you be in a religion teaching you to kill all the Jews and Christians? It doesn't. So by twisting things around, you know, then the question is no good. Let me help you with this one, though. And this is not, doesn't mean you're a bad person, just misinformation. It says, Salaam alaikum wa alaikum salam. It says the Quran was revealed with the word Iqra. But why is it that approximately 80% of the Muslims in the world are illiterates? What does the word Iqra mean? Okay. So what is a qari? What is a qari? The boy stood here earlier and read the Quran for us, yeah? Is he called a reader or a reciter? The Quran is from the same word. Quran, Iqra, Quran, Qari, they're all from the same root, Qara'a. So Quran is a reading or a recitation? Okay, so that you'll understand, Marmaduke Pickthall, 100 years ago, when those guys were coming up with their translations, were relying on a word in English that used to mean recite. The word read also carries the meaning of recite, and that's why they used it. Not because of going, okay, on the 4th of August, no, that's not what it meant. Because if you think that that word means read in the sense of, okay, let me get my glasses here, that says, you said the Quran was revealed with this word. Obviously, you know how it comes. It comes to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. From who? Jibril, the angel, Gabriel. Where? Jabal Nur in Mecca, yes? He's in a cave, Al-Hira, yeah? And in this cave, in this mountain, on the night of power, the angel comes down, he grabs Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, squeezes him, his chest to his chest, and released him, and he ordered him Iqra. And Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, La ana bi qari. Yes or no? Did he say it? Did he say it? What does that mean? I'm not a reader? I'm not a reader? He said, I'm not a reciter. And then, just so you know, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was illiterate. He was illiterate. So now you got a problem with this question. Are you saying that Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam didn't follow what Allah told him to do? Because he never did learn how to read and write. So what was the point of such a statement? Are you saying that illiterate people aren't qualified, they're not good people, they're not up to snuff? You know, what are you saying if the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was here today? He wouldn't be able to read or write. True or false? And you said 80% of the Muslims in the world are illiterates. What is 80% of 1.5 billion people? It's about what? I think it's close to almost 1 billion, isn't it? It's close to 1 billion. So you're saying that 1 billion, more than 1 billion people are walking around, can't read, can't write? The most literate people on the face of this earth are Muslims. Who do you think designs some of the top secret stuff at NASA? Muslims. Who do you think is designing the latest in airplanes and stealth bombers? And who's designing these great big edifices that are going up all over the place in this kingdom? Who designed the Chicago Tower that's there in Chicago right now, that big black building? Who designed it? I'll give you a clue. His last name has K-H-A-N, Khan. Huh? That's not Jewish, is it? Huh? Cohen, but not Khan. Huh? In fact, there are many of our Muslim brothers and sisters around the world today who are the top in their field in medicine and science, and developing curriculum, putting together some of the most critical and technical advancements that we have in the world. So do me a big favor and stop putting down the Muslims. Now, that's not for this particular person. I'm not saying that you're doing that, but I'm just saying this in general. And before I leave out of here today, there is a message that I really wanted to give you, and I hope I remember to do it. Since I entered Islam in 1991, I've heard this statement so many times, I want to scream. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing people tell me, if you want to know Islam, just look to the Quran and the Sunnah, but don't look at us. Don't look at the Muslims. Don't look at the Muslims. Whatever you do, don't look at us. Muslims are no good. Just look at Quran and Sunnah. Have you ever heard that? Be honest. Raise your hand. Have you ever heard anybody say that? Maybe you said it yourself? Huh? Come on. Because if you said this, you are telling a non-Muslim, Islam doesn't work. That's what you're saying. Just look at the book. Just look at the Sunnah. Don't look at Muslims, because 1.5 billion people are screwed up. That's what you're saying. When I went to Karachi, Pakistan, all they could do was tell me about how corrupt everybody in Pakistan is. They're all corrupt. I said, everybody, the leaders are corrupt, the business are corrupt, the people in the street are corrupt, those guys are corrupt, this is corrupt, it's all corrupt, corrupt, corrupt. So when I gave the speech, I didn't know it was being televised live, by the way, when I did it, but I did ask them, I said, is everybody corrupt? They said, yes. I said, is there anybody in this country that's not corrupt? They said, no. I said, and where do you live? Huh? Is your mother corrupt? No. Your father, your brothers, your sisters, are you corrupt? No. You said everybody. Well, everybody except us. Let me explain something to you. The reason why you notice corruption in Muslim countries more than anywhere else is for two things. One, because Muslims aren't as good at covering it up as they are in other places. That's true. Muslims are not as good at hiding their bad corruption. I mean, the best place, go to America, man, they can cover it up, man. Everything looks good. It doesn't matter. Everything they do is right. It doesn't matter. Huh? And the other reason why is because Islam is so clear to Muslims, they know what truth is. So when they see corruption, they see lies, it's very clear. But when people mix everything up together, you can't tell it anymore. Well, I guess that could be okay if you twist your head just a little bit more. Oh, that looks okay, upside down. The key to this is stay on the truth. This is another important point. It's very important for the Muslims to stay on the truth. And the truth is Muslims are the best of the creation of Allah. Because Muslims have La ilaha illallah. There isn't anybody better on this planet than the Muslims. Yes or no? Because Muslims love Allah. And they love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's shaitan who's coming to us and telling us that. Because it makes Islam look bad to non-Muslims. And it makes it drop our iman down really low. And the more you look at the wrongness of the Muslims, the more your iman goes in the toilet. If you look at the rightness about the Muslims, your iman goes up. What's good about Muslims? Well, number one, they don't lie. A Muslim knows if I lie, I go to hell forever. You go to hell for lying. It's the worst of the things a human can start with. Well, you lie, then it's all over for you. You got to stop it. Right? We know that. But I was sitting in a university in Indiana, and I was telling them the same thing, and they're going, well, we tell the truth. I said, you're Christians. You don't know the truth. They said, oh, this guy insulting us. I said, no, I'm just saying you grew up with lies. No, we didn't. I want them to get upset because I want to get their attention. I said, okay, you said you didn't have any lies. Your mother never lied to you, your father never lied to you, grandparents never lied to you, preacher didn't lie, teacher didn't lie. I said, that's right. How old were you when you found out there was no Santa Claus? Huh? How old were you when you found out? Well, and what about the Easter bunny that lays the colored eggs? I want to know about that. How's that work? Well, and these are important things because a child grows up. This is something very big. It's a huge story here. And then later, that's why they go out of Christianity. They say, wow, if I can't buy into the story of the Santa Claus, the fat guy with the beard coming down the chimney, what about a kid that lives in an apartment with no chimney? Oh, my God. He comes through the, what, the electric stove or... You know what I'm saying? So how is it a child can get any kind of grip with reality if everybody's lying around them all the time? Just lie and lie and lie. And then as they get older, they see it in fact. It's time for income tax. Well, I didn't really make that much money, and that's a write-off. Yeah, that's a... And they cheat. So they see lying. They see cheating. They see people sneaking around doing things, not being fair, taking advantage, and then that's the whole society. That's the reality. And then, oh, don't forget to gloss it over. Put some icing over the top and make it look nice so that whenever people like Muslims come over, you make it look like, wow, how nice it is. It's only this thick. As soon as you take that off the top, you see the reality of what's underneath. It's a very ugly reality that is in the West waiting for you. So many brothers, by the way, come to me in the West after Salah or after a speech, and they'll come running up to me. I got to talk to you. It's private. I got to talk to you. I got to talk to you. It's really important. And I already know what it is. I already know because every place I go, I see the same thing. Brother, this is important. I got to talk to you. Okay. Step over to the side and I say, okay, how long have you been married to her? How do you know? Do you have any children? Yes or no? But how do you know, brother? Because it's the same question I always get. It's exactly the same. Is she Muslim or non-Muslim? Well, she was a Muslim for a while, but then she decided blah, 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 and now blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. It's not to put down our sisters in the States or to put down Christianity or anything else. It's just you got to realize that what's going on over there is not what's over here. What you grow up with, your values that you just know these are your values. They don't have those values. They really don't. Commitment is an important thing. And when you get married, you're committed. You're supposed to work it out. Even if it's not that great, you still work it out. That's a marriage. That's what it means to in science. The word marriage means to put two things together, and they don't separate. When you marry two types of ingredients or two types of metal together, they become one new kind of metal. This is what it means. But when you got people over there, they get married and 6 weeks later, this isn't really working out, you know, it's been a lot of fun, see ya. There's no commitment. Oh, it was, you know, you're a nice guy, but, you know, I got a party now, you know. It was, you're no fun. So you got to be careful. I'm going to go through these real quick. I gave you the main things I wanted to hit on.